G'day fellow fishers, my name's Roger Osborne. This video today is super important because I'm going to be sharing with you what I believe is the world's most deadly and versatile beach fishing rig. I'm going to prove to you its incredible effectiveness, and I'm also going to teach you exactly how to make this rig. I've been using it for about 35 years off the beach. But before we dive into it, make sure that you check out rogersfishing.com, Australia's newest online fishing community. Rogers Fishing is packed with a huge, ever-growing resource of step-by-step courses, instructional videos, live question and answer sessions with me, and loads more. Whether you're an absolute beginner or have been fishing for decades, there's something for everybody. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think. This amazing fishing rig has 5 huge benefits, and the first one is its sheer versatility, because this rig is deadly on a big variety of different fish species. You can catch beautiful eating size fish right up to massive sharks and fish like mulloway off the beach using this rig, and that's a massive advantage when you have that ability to catch so many, not just the different sizes of fish, but also all of the different species that can be caught with this one rig. The second huge benefit of this rig is its high hookup rate. This is a 2-hook rig. It has a main hook and a deadly stinger. The main hook is perfect for catching small to medium fish, but big enough for catching also really big fish. And the stinger is amazing. It is so deadly. Even recently, I went fishing for less than an hour. I caught 5 fish, and 4 out of those 5 fish were nailed by the deadly stinger. This is actually something that I see happen every time I go fishing with this rig. I catch really big fish that are just nailed by the little hook. So that is incredible. The third feature of this fishing rig is that it is sharp teeth proof. Wherever you live in the world, there are going to be some species of fish that have sharp teeth. And one of the problems with many popular beach fishing rigs is if there happen to be fish around that have got sharp teeth, you'll know that you're going to get bitten off if they grab your line. With this rig, you will not be bitten off by fish that have sharp teeth, because this rig actually incorporates a wire trace coated with nylon. So when one of those fish like a tailor or a shark bites your line, you don't have any problems. It's actually not going to bite you off. You'll land that fish. Now this is huge because it enables you to target your preferred species of fish, but you don't have to worry about getting your line bitten off when one of those other predators takes your bait. Now I want to bust a myth here. When I first came across this rig, I thought, no way. I'm not touching a wire trace. It's not natural. You know, the fish are just going to look at that and they're not going to be interested in it. I was kind of like so purist. I only wanted to use the lightest line, didn't want to have anything that would hinder the fish from biting. But you know, when I've been using this rig, I've caught a lot of fish that are known, or believed anyway, to be timid or fussy. Fish like brim, snapper, and I've even hooked whiting on this rig. So I can confidently say to you that don't worry about it. If you use this rig, you're still going to catch a lot of those fish that you desire. Actually, in fact, it's so awesome because it means you can actually fish with the sort of baits and hooks that you want to fish with for brim off the beach. And if a tailor comes along or a shark, you don't have to worry about it. But you're still going to catch multiple brim, like I have on this rig. The next awesome feature of this rig is that it suits a variety of different baits. The great advantage of that is when you expand the different baits that you use, it broadens the range of different fish species that you can target. For example, if you use pilchards or like sardines, you're going to catch certain varieties of fish. But if you then switch over to a squid bait, that opens up other options. Also, potentially you could use peeled prawns, even beach worms. Certainly very good is bits of fish fillet or slab baits. You could even still use a live bait if you really wanted to on this rig. So that really broadens your horizon, being able to use all the different baits. And having the two hooks in that just gives you a double chance. The next feature of this rig is that you can use adaptable hook sizes. The hook sizes that I'm recommending in this video are probably the best all-round combination, and I'll be putting those in the description. However, you can actually customize your main hook and your stinger depending on really if you're wanting to target slightly larger fish. You know, you can play around with that, and that's a great advantage, certainly easy to do. I mainly use this rig when I'm fishing off the beach. However, I've also used it many times in lakes and rivers just as effectively for fish like brim and flathead. So it's not just limited to use off the beach. Could you also use it off the rocks as well. This rig is fairly simple to make, and a big bonus is that when you get down to the beach, you only have one knot to tie and you are fishing. And I reckon a fast setup is a great setup. Does this rig have any flaws or negatives? Not really. Really the only thing that concerns me a little bit is that because it's a wire trace covered in nylon, it does tend to kink a little bit after a bit of use. Generally it'll last a whole fishing trip down at the beach. I always take several more rigs in a container because if for some reason it got super kinked or something, I just put a new rig on. But that doesn't usually happen. However, I'm pretty fussy. I like my rigs to be pretty perfect, so I'll generally use them for that one fishing trip. And then when I go out the next time, I'll just take some fresh rigs. Also, what you can do, or what I do anyway, is I recycle the hooks and the swivels. So if after a trip my rigs have got a little bit kinked, I go into my shed, I cut the hooks off with my pliers, cut the swivel off, and then I just turn those into new rigs. So it's pretty thrifty that way, but I mean, that's not a major negative. Really, in my book, that's about the only thing that, the only slight flaw that I can see. In summary, all of the combined benefits of this rig make it an absolutely amazing beach fishing rig. It's simple to make, the advantages of the rig are huge, and the flaws are not even hardly worth talking about. Now I'm going to show you how to make this amazingly versatile fishing rig. I have my premium fishing wire, which is nylon coated, and it's in 40 pounds test. I'm going to cut a piece off. Using my pliers, I'm going to cut a piece off that is approximately 40 centimeters in length. I won't bother measuring it, which is about 16 inches. So now I have my piece of wire for making the rig. The first thing that I'm going to do is use one of these small metal sleeves and feed the wire into the sleeve, like so. I'm just going to push it through about 1 inch or 30 millimeters. Then I'm going to pick up my swivel and put this through, put the swivel on there. Then I'm going to bend the wire back around and put it back into the sleeve, like so. And then I'm going to push it through the sleeve just a little bit so that the wire comes through the end of the sleeve about 1/8 of an inch, or say 3 millimeters. The next thing is I need to tighten the loop. So I'm going to pull through with this one fairly tight, and you'll notice that this part of the wire didn't move, and you can see now that it's nicely brought up alongside the swivel. Still leaves enough room for the swivel to move around a bit. The next step is to tighten that sleeve using my pliers. Now I actually find that it's best with these pliers to do it in the base of the pliers rather than in one of these little holes. So now I'm just going to, with a bit of strength, tighten that, and flatten the sleeve, and you can see the sleeve's been flattened out onto the wire, so that's ready to go. Now we're going to put the hooks on. So let's go to the other end of the wire. First of all, I'm going to get my stinger hook. Now when I put this hook on, there's a particular way that you put it on. You don't want to put it on through the hook this way. You actually have to have it so that the hook is running parallel to the wire. Then I'm going to put this through here. And then you can see that this stinger hook can slide up and down the wire like so. So I've got the stinger on. Now I'm going to, before I put the main hook on, I have to get another one of these little sleeves, put the sleeve on, and now I'm going to get my main hook. So I'll put that through the eye of the hook. Once again, I'm going to bend this wire around. It can be a little bit fiddly, but I'm going to bend it around and poke it back into the sleeve. Just have it a little bit coming out the other side. Then I'm going to tighten that noose by pulling the wire. So I'll leave a little bit of room for the hook to move. There you can see my metal sleeve pulled up tight to the hook. So now I'm just going to use my pliers again, and with a couple of solid, just a bit of strength, tighten that off. Just have a look, make sure that it's, so I think I need to put that back in again. Give that a good squeeze. Yep, that's good. So there we are, good to go at that end. So now what I'm going to do is I'll just slide that keeper hook down so that you can see what it looks like. So essentially, there you have your main hook and your keeper hook. So the main hook is a size 4.0 and the keeper hook is a size 2. And that is a deadly combination against so many fish. So there you have it. That's how you make the rig. Very simple, really. Using your wire, the little sleeves, and then your swivel at the other end. And then you simply put your sinker on your line and tie your main line onto the swivel. And you're ready to go. This is the best all-round beach fishing rig that I've ever known. If you've been enjoying this content, make sure that you check out rogersfishing.com. And if you've got something to say, please put it in the comments and make sure that you like and subscribe. I'm really looking forward to making another video, so I'll be seeing you soon.